Morning! I thought I would just come and jump on and share with you how my week has been without my son. So hi, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo mum to one, and this week my son went on his first holiday abroad with his dad. He has been gone for 8 days. It's the longest and the furthest that I have ever been away from him, and it's been a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, but it's also had its challenging moments. This is the first time that my ex has actually took him abroad on holiday. By the time this video has gone out, my son is back with me, so I'm actually recording this the day before he comes back. He has been to Spain with his dad and he's had a great time. I have spoken to him a couple of times on the trip that he's been on, but I just thought I would jump on to all the other single mums that are out there that this is going to happen. It's the first time, and the first time I always find the most difficult because it's new, it's change, but I'm sure that next year when he takes him away for a week, it's going to be a little bit easier, and it's just going to get easier and easier. The worry and the anxiety of a mother is never going to go away, ever. Even if it's just in the UK that he's taken him, that will always be there. But because he's actually took him to Spain this time, the anxiety and the worry kind of notched up a couple of levels. So let me go into how my week has been, how I've been coping, what I've been doing to keep myself occupied while my son has been enjoying a beautiful sunny holiday in Spain with his dad. So I dropped my son off to his dad on the Monday night. He was very excited to go in. There were a few tears before I left the house, just that he was going to miss me, and he was just a bit apprehensive of flying because he's never been on a plane before. So just a few tears that I gave him lots of love, lots of reassurance, lots of encouragement. But as soon as I dropped him off with his dad, he was so excited to go. He gave me a big cuddle and a kiss, and he was off. I know they then went to Wolverhampton, where my ex-husband's family live, because there was a family holiday, and they then flew from Birmingham to Spain on the Tuesday morning. My ex-husband sent me a video of my son on the Tuesday afternoon, letting me know that he had arrived safely, but you could tell that my son wasn't even interested in doing the video. All he cared about was the pool behind him and how quick he could get in it. It was nice of my ex to send me the message to say that he arrived there safely. I then didn't speak to him for a couple of days, and a few days later my ex texted me and asked if I'd like to have a video call with him, and obviously I said yes, of course I would. And my son was jumping up and down throughout the whole 40 minutes of the video call that we had. He was super excited. He'd just been to Barcelona that day with his family. He met a mime. He got some animal balloons done. He absolutely loved it. He told me he met a couple of friends as well in the complex. He told me what floor he was on. He showed me around the hotel room. He was having a great time. We did the very British conversations. First of all, the first question was, what's the weather like there? He asked me what the weather was like in the UK, and it was raining at that time, and I asked him what the weather was like there, and he just showed me outside over the balcony, and it was bright blue skies, scorching hot, and I was very jealous. And then the next questions were, are you eating? Are you drinking? Have you had fruit? Have you had vegetables? And thinking, being in Spain, you're going to try different foods. Do you know what my son ate? Pizza. That's all he ate. It was pizza. When I spoke to him the first time, all he'd been eating is pizza. No fruit, no vegetables, nothing. But I think he was going off adrenaline and excitement, but he didn't seem to be bothered by it. He said he was having quite a lot of late nights and going to bed about 11, 12 o'clock at night, and then waking up about 8 o'clock in the morning. But at that time, he was having a fantastic time with his dad and his family and making lots of cool memories. I then didn't speak to him again for a few more days, and his dad actually messaged me yesterday, which was Sunday, because I'm recording this on Monday, and asked if I'd like another video call with him. And of course, it's like, why are you asking? Of course, I would drop everything to have a video call with my son. This one didn't go as well. As soon as my son come on the video call, you could see that he was so tired. He was absolutely shattered. He looked really sweaty and hot. It was 10:30 in the morning here, so it was 11:30 in the morning there. There was a few tears. he wanted to come home, he was missing me. The kind of phone call that I was dreading, of how his mental state was. But I honestly think he had just had too many late nights. He hasn't eaten a lot of healthy food. He's eaten a lot of junk food while over there, which is fine, it's holiday. So the day that he comes back, I'm actually going to go to the supermarket and buy lots of fresh fruit and vegetables for him to make sure that he's refueling his body after the holiday and before we go on our holiday. But he was very excited that he had bought me a present. He said he can't wait to give it to me. But he said, I'm really sorry, remember, it's very small. And I said, it doesn't matter if it's a big present or a small present. It's from you, and that's all that matters. He was very emotional, but he did look absolutely shattered. So he was going to go and have a nap, I think, when I got off the phone to him. And hopefully that's helped a little bit. I feel that maybe the holiday was a little bit too long for his first one abroad. But it's only 24 more hours while I'm recording this, and he'll be home with me and I can get him back into that routine again. But there was a lot of tears and a lot of I miss you and I want to come home, which I was expecting. But as a mum, all I want to do is get to him and give him a big cuddle and tell him that it's all going to be okay. But I obviously can't do that. But his dad's there, and his dad was giving him a cuddle while I was talking to him. Then I had a little chat with his dad, and he just said he was going to try and get him just to lie on the bed, because he was saying, I don't need to sleep, I don't need to sleep. I'm fine. I want to go outside because he's met a few friends over there. I want to go and play with them. But my ex told me that he was just going to get him to lie on a bed for about 10 minutes. And I know my son, those 10 minutes lying on the bed, he will fall asleep. So hopefully he had a sleep and he's feeling much better today. By the time this video goes out, he's home. At the moment, he's not home, and I can't wait for him to come back. He actually lands back in the UK at 11 o'clock in the morning, but my ex is then going back to Wolverhampton. He's having a little bit of rest there, and then he's going to travel back with him. And my ex said he'd like to spend a couple more hours with him, just the two of them, before I pick him up. But I'll be counting down the hours on Tuesday morning to go in to get him, because I really, really missed him. So what have I been up to over this coming week? So I dropped my son off to his dad on Monday. On Tuesday, I had to take my car to the garage. Nothing is wrong with my car. But luckily, my mechanic's actually my cousin, that I didn't know straight away until my mum told me that's your cousin. I was like, oh, okay. There's a lot of us, because my mum is one of 7, my dad's one of 10, so I've got a lot of cousins. And I just take it every summer before I go off on day trips and I'm driving to our holiday, etc. So he just gives it a quick check over, he checks the tyres, checks the oil, the water. He does a quick check for me. He very kindly didn't charge me anything either, which was really nice of him. And then on Tuesday, I just kind of caught up with a little bit of work. I sorted out a couple of drawers in my bedroom, just had a bit more of a relaxing day, a little bit apprehensive because my son was flying that day. But when I got that message to say he was there, I felt a little bit more at ease. On the Wednesday, my mum and I went to Gloucester Cathedral. We actually caught the bus. It was about a 30-minute bus ride. We've never been before, and it's a place my mum's always wanted to go, and I've wanted to go because Harry Potter was filmed there, and it was unbelievable. It was so beautiful. And I think that video is coming out on Monday. So if you want to see around Gloucester Cathedral, then do subscribe to the channel because you don't want to miss it. It was absolutely stunning. I'm actually going to go back there with my son when he comes home, because they have a children's trail where you can go and mark things off, and then when you've marked them all off, you get a little medal. You can stand on a podium, and he will absolutely love it. I then went and did a little bit of shopping in the Gloucester town centre, and then we caught the bus back home. That took pretty much all day. It was a lovely day out, just what I needed. Otherwise I would have just stayed at home, and I would have probably been overthinking and stressing myself out. So if you want to see around Gloucester Cathedral, then subscribe to the channel because that's actually coming out on Monday. On Thursday, I went to Home Bargains and B&M in the next town over. Wasn't very exciting, didn't really buy much, but you would have seen that in the food hall on Friday. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look at there. There are a couple of things that I bought there, but nothing overly exciting or anything else. But I can't wait for the Christmas stuff to come there because they're much bigger than the ones that I've got in my town, and they really have a lot of Christmas stuff. I'm looking forward to going there around September, October time to see what Christmas stuff they have. But we did that on Thursday. And then on Friday, I just did my usual food shop, took the dog to the vet. He's fine, by the way, just getting one of these skin infections again. So we just got him some medication before it got too bad. And then Saturday and Sunday, I just kind of had a day in. I didn't put any makeup on. I just cleaned the house. I sorted out my son's clothes and drawers, and that took pretty much all day Sunday. And then today is Monday, and I'm going to go for a coffee with my dad's wife. And then I'm just going to stay at home and get ready for my son to come back. On Tuesday, the day he actually comes back, I am going to go and get a lot of fruit and vegetables and make sure that I'm refueling my son and flushing every bit of rubbish that he's probably eaten of the holiday out of him. So the week went a lot quicker than I thought it was. I did have a dull ache on the Thursday and the Sunday, the 2 days that I spoke to my son, especially on Sunday when I spoke to him because he was upset. I was really missing him. I found that day really, really hard. I have been crying a little bit because I missed him, but mainly I've just been keeping myself occupied and myself busy. And the hardest time that I found was at nights. And I'm not sleeping just because I'm thinking of him and I'm worried about him. So I wasn't sleeping. So even though he's been away for a week and I could have caught up on my sleep, I'm absolutely knackered. Because I've not been sleeping because I've been worried about him. So when he comes back and he's going to want some early nights, I think I need early nights as well just to catch up on my sleep. When he comes back, I've got him for a good 5 days before he goes back to his dad for a few days, and then we're going to split the summer holidays until I go away for our week to Butlins. And then we split it again for the rest of the summer holidays for him to go back to school in September. So yeah, it's not been too bad. Of course, I've missed him. I've missed him terribly. It's been nice to get on with things, but sometimes the house just feels really quiet, very quiet. And it has been a little bit difficult at times, but as long as I kept busy, I was okay. And I know that everyone's going to say, oh, you need to take some time for you. And I understand that, and I do need to take time for me. But I also know that my brain overthinks to the point of pure panic, and the fact that I can make myself physically sick through the panic. Keeping busy, especially on this holiday, was the best thing for me. And I need to do what was best for me when my son's not here. So that is how it's been without my son for a week. If you are going through it and for the first time that your children are going to go on holiday with your ex-partner and maybe go abroad for the first time and there's a lot of anxiety and worry, the best bit of advice I can give you is to ask for a video call, at least one video call, just so you can speak to them and see how they're doing. I found that really beneficial for me. It really put my mind at ease. And the next bit of advice I would give you is just keep as busy as possible. Clean the house, go out with friends. I don't have any friends, so I can't go out with any, which is fine. That's normal. That's my life. If you've got good friends and a good family, spend some time with them. Go out with your friends. Go out with your family. Give the house a good declutter. Give the house a good clean. If you've got to go out to work, go out to work. If you work from home, do as much as you can. If anxiety and worry gets the better of you, the best bit of advice is to keep busy and get things done, but also make sure that you are getting adequate sleep, because I am exhausted from the worry, and I know my son's exhausted, so when he comes home he's going to want early night, I'm going to want an early night, and I think we'll be fine. At the time of recording this, I've got just under 36 hours to go. Yes, I'm counting down the hours till I see him, and we'll be back together again and normal mayhem will resume. We've got a lot of things happening over the weekend that I've got him. There's a fete going on where there's lots of characters, and we are going to see Dinosaur live at a local theatre as well. Plus he gets to go back to martial arts, so it's going to have a really fun few days with him before he goes back to his dad for a couple of days as well. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're a single parent about to go through this, I hope this has helped in some way. Do subscribe to that video for Gloucester Cathedral, and in next week's video I'm going to be getting my car ready to go on holiday. So if you want to see what I do to get my car ready, then do hit that subscribe button as well. I hope whenever you're watching this you're having a good morning, good day, or good evening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.